Alright, so today's question of the day comes from FS Nicastro asking me about, has the Navy made me, asking me, a better person? So now, how do you define a better person? A person, right? So you and I are going to have two different definitions, but if I can just generalize it into 5 categories, it will be as a person in terms of, how you carry yourself, your personality, and family relationship, or, relationship with your friends or significant other, education, financials, and religion. So it's generalizing into 5 things as to making a person, okay? So to answer the question, yes, being in the military has definitely made me a better person. But what I am not saying is being in the military is the way to go. No, that's not what I'm saying. When I was a civilian, right, I've been in the military for 11 months now. Had I continued my life as a civilian, I would not be where I am financially, educationally, as a person, and in terms of relationship and religion, because I wasn't happy when I was a civilian. That made me decide to join the military, right? And I can kind of assume that you never really know what your life could have been, but I can kind of assume from my past experiences, from the rate of progress of how my civilian life was, it was headed down a negative path. Okay, so when I was a civilian, now that I am out of that environment of civilian world, my civilian friends, my civilian influences, I can kind of look back and say, I can kind of see the mistakes that I've been making. I can see the mistakes that I have made along the way. So in that aspect, I can kind of compare it and understand, yes, I had made the right decision. Yes, my life has become better because of the military. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, okay? Now, you understand, the question was, has the Navy, the military, made me a better person? Your military experience is going to be different than mine, okay? I want you to understand that. But, because, for example, you're going to be working in a different ship than I am. You're going to be working in a different rate than I am. You're going to be working in a different department than I am. You're going to be working with different people than I am. You're going to be working in different deployments. You're going to have your own unique experiences, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So understand that. Now, the underlying point that I want to say to you is, bottom line, whatever your experiences may be, your unique experiences, okay, you need to be optimistic than pessimistic, okay? And I'm not just saying that for the cliche purpose of, hey, be optimistic all the time. It's a good thing to think about. But to give you an example, right? There's an individual that I used to work with, and we've been in right about the same duration, and we work the same job, okay? But I talked to him about 2 weeks back, and he cursed me out. I really haven't done anything to him, but he hates the military. He hates everything about the military, and hates the people, hates me, and I said to him, hey man, you have some issues, or maybe issues with me. Are you willing to talk about it so we can move on? And he just kind of kept on cursing me out, right? So what's the difference between him and I? He absolutely hates the military and can't wait to get out. For me, I absolutely love what I do, and I enjoy what I do, and I learn from it each and every single day, and he doesn't get anything from it because he is pessimistic. So what does it mean, optimistic and pessimistic? So I was reading a book, actually, kind of relates to this topic, Emotional Intelligence by Dr. David Walton. I'm going to read it off real quick. He says, optimism is a valuable framework when coping with problems. Problems meaning challenge. It can be interpreted as challenges that the military is going to come at you with. For example, working like 16 hours a day, right? Problem. It is conducive to humor, identifying possibilities and visualizing the problem differently. So, with my other guy, he working 16 hours, he visualized this problem. this challenge in a negative way. He is pessimistic, and he said, man, I work 16 hours a day, multiple days in a row, and I hate you, I hate you, and I hate you, and I hate everything about the Navy. But for me, because I am optimistic, because I visualize the problem differently, I say to myself, yes, it sucks working 16 hours a day, working 70 hours a week, but it's going to build great character. It helped me realize when I was a civilian, I used to work 8 hours a day. But being in the military, I work 16 hours a day. It helped me realize I was working at half the potential in my civilian world. So when I do get out and go back to the civilian world, I'm going to up my production and increase my productivity, right? Being in the military helped me realize that, right? Being optimistic, I visualize the problem, I visualize the challenge, the military life differently compared to the other guy who absolutely hates it. So as it continues, as a coping skill, it enables you to accept the inevitable working, 70-hour weeks. If you say, hey, I don't want to work this, I'm not going to show up to work, guess what? You're going to get in trouble, right? Accepting the inevitable and learn for future events. So, like I said, it helps me prepare for when I do become a civilian, right? It is more effective coping skill, coping with the problem than pessimism, than my buddy, right? He doesn't really understand what the military is giving him, right? We both experience the same thing. We both have been in right about the same time. We both work the same job, but he views the military completely different than I do, right? I enjoy my experience. I am a better person, like I said, in those 5 aspects. And because I am optimistic, I can truly grasp everything that the military has to offer. And so in closing, your experience, like I said, is going to be different than mine. Okay? Your experience is definitely going to be much more unique and much more tailored to you. But if you want to take away anything from this video, be optimistic. Okay? Be optimistic. Alright? So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great Navy Day.